Natalie King, Boston-based interior designer, and today we are at the Boston Design Center. This is one of my favorite places in this city. We're in the Seaport neighborhood of Boston, and under this one roof are 40 beautiful showrooms that have everything that you need for a home renovation project. Everything from rugs, lighting, paint, even antiques in those really special decor pieces that make a house a home. I would love to take you around with me as I source for my projects, show you my process, and hope that you might find inspiration for your own home. And as you can see, there's so much beauty here that you really need a plan when you come to the Boston Design Center, and that's what we do. Before we come in, we email the showrooms, we send them the specs, we give them everything that we're looking for, so that when we're actually in the showroom, we have time to look around and see what might spark our interest. Today, we're sourcing for wallpaper, fabric, and tile. And here we are at Discover Tile, where I'd love to show you what we're looking for. And before we get started at the Design Center, I'd love to show you around this space. We're in the ultimate city Bootroom. It's inspired by a hotel that I visited in London, and it always stayed with me because of the level of finish and detail and just the timeless classicism that it evoked. Also, it was a place that you could store everything, and that's really what I wanted to bring into this project. You'll see over here is going to be a pretty immense double hanging wardrobe and then a set of drawers. So you can take off your coat, your hat, you can put your gloves, your scarves, and everything away beautifully. And then I thought, what else could we do that gives you that real reset from outside to inside? So I thought, let's add a sink. So you're gonna step this way and see a beautiful marble sink and basin, so you can wash your hands, put down your purse, put down your bag, and really just take a moment to breathe when you come inside. Here we have a beautiful bench. You can take off your shoes, and then the piece that I'm most excited about is this custom millwork that's going to be surrounding us. It will be a place for so much storage. It's going to be in this beautiful walnut finish, which I love. It's just such a classic, timeless grain on the wood here. This was my inspiration. I wanted something really pretty dark and dramatic, and this is where we've landed. So this is our final sample of what the wood tone will look like. And from here, we're gonna head to the Design Center in hopes to find stone that will perfectly complement the wood. I love sourcing tile. It's the foundation of the space. It's a way that we bring in color, contrast, tone. I love working with marble, but we're gonna talk to Lisa to see what else they might have in store for us here that might inspire something for the boot room. Really, my point of inspiration with these stones is that I go to Italy and I've gone to the stone yards and deep in the mountains where this stone is extracted. I would love to talk to you a little bit more about how we select marble, especially for a space like this that needs to be very, very hard wearing in a boot room. And as we get into the details about the marble, I would love to introduce you to Lisa from Discover Tile. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
We've worked together many times, and when I come in, I always, try to give her as much inspiration of what I'm looking for, and luckily she's just a wealth of knowledge who pulls things for me before I come in, so that when we have a client meeting, it's like very productive and very inspiring. But I really rely on her to tell me details for installation about sizes available and finish options that I would love to talk about today. And so Lisa actually spent time in London, so when I was telling her about the inspiration for the space, she totally got it right away, which makes my job a lot easier. But what I would love to talk about is natural stone, like what you think of it, essentially. And then we are in New England, we have all the weather here. With this being a boot room, how we are able to actually use marble, because I know people do worry about scratching. So I would love to kind of show everyone what we're doing here with this finish.
I love stone too. It's my favorite. For me, it's just, there's nothing like it. Every single piece is unique and different, and it's just something that was created in the earth, and then we bring it out and make these magnificent tiles from them, and bring them into our home, which also gives us a bit of a connection to the past and to the earth. So I love that dynamic. But as you discussed, lots of different finishes to choose from. Here we're showing the polished finish, whereas the selection you've made here is a tumbled finish.
Yes.
And this sample actually shows what can happen when tiles are rubbing up against each other, experiencing friction, and it can create some scratching, especially in a polished surface. So it's going to be much more exaggerated, and you'll see that in your floors or in your installation. Whereas with a tumbled tile, it's already had all of the mix given to it. So there you're going to have the beautiful patina that's created from that tumbling process. It also lightens the stone when you tumble it. So it's going to create a different feel. Polished stone tends to have more of a luxurious connotation, very elegant, sophisticated. For the use of your space, this boot room, you know, we want this to be elegant and
lived in,
though, but approachable and not fearing for its well-being.
Okay, so we've covered the boot room and the marble that we're going to be using there. And what I would love to do is actually find a complementary stone for the vestibule that's even more hard wearing. So I'm going to take a look through here. I know some of my kind of tried and true favorites for city living that just perform beautifully, but I want to see, you know, if there's anything else that catches my eye. This is usually the section that I'm in for a space like this, so it's important to find a color tone that's going to match the beautiful marble that we've selected. This is something that's very hard wearing, but I feel like this is too light and it feels very informal compared to our tile that we've selected. Whereas this is a great option. This is actually a lava stone. I've used this once before and the family really loves it because it's so hard wearing, but it really also, the depth is there. It's a brushed flame finish, so you have the texture, and then it also is deep enough that it complements our beautiful marble because we really want it to feel elevated and all telling the same story throughout the entryway, even though we're selecting different materials as we go. Thank you again. This was amazing as always. Thank you. And you'll have to come by when the space is all done.
Can't wait.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. And now that we have our tile, we are off to Romo for fabric and wallpaper. So now we're here at Romo. And what I'm hoping to accomplish today is to find a material for the bench seat that's really key to the whole mood of the space. So we're going to be looking at different fabric options and even some leathers, but my key objective is something, again, that's very hard wearing, but also that it will bring in another texture and softness compared to the stone that we just selected. Hi, Katie.
Hi.
So good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
I brought the plans that I emailed you about, and I'm desperate for like the perfect fabric for this bench right here in the boot room. We've selected the tile, and it's this beautiful marble. I would love to show you. I had gone for something like this, which is a gray. I feel like this is too kind of stark for this space. I do want something that is more of the palette that I usually am drawn to, that you so kindly source for me all the time. So I would love to see what you have in a fabric and maybe leathers and different textures so we can do like a really good comparison and kind of land on what we need for today.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, thank you.
We'll go in the back and get some things together for you.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. So while Katie's pulling samples, I'll just kind of show you around a palette that we're currently working on. And this is what I love about these showrooms. Before we come in, they'll pull everything for us so that we can kind of review things, and also they're getting in new stuff all the time. So as we have our base palette here, it's really helpful for me to be able to look at, you know, this wallpaper, for instance, This is a really special one. This is for a little girl's bedroom, but it's like a really sophisticated, because when we design for children, we really do it for longevity. So there's the blush, but it's a really sophisticated botanical print there. It's just so great to like see everything and have everything spread out, especially when you're meeting with clients or mixing in tile and different materials. Again, this is something that is within the same color tone and shows that we're going to be using this for a lumbar pillow for the bed, which is really pretty. And then the little accent pillow. So you can see how we're not using bold color in this space, but there is color there, and there's a lot of layering with texture and different finishes, which make the space really feel like harmonious and dynamic. And it's like such a joy to do things like this that have this beautiful palette. Can't wait to see what you have.
So I pulled some mohairs,
Okay.
some velvets, and a little bit of linens that could perform in a space like that, but also look really nice.
Yes.
And I pulled some fun colors too, just in case you're
Yeah,
feeling a
I
little
want to do
crazy.
something different.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the mohair is always good because obviously that will outstand anything else. Anything that we
I do love this
recommended.
color.
Right.
And I
know
think this
that's
works
such a
well
good
with
one.
the tile, and all of the cabinetry is like this really rich brown walnut, so I think that could work really well. I almost though, and this is why like you go in, focus on something, but it's good to keep your mind open to things. I'm almost thinking this would be a great pillow.
Right. Yeah.
And I really, like, my gut feeling was always, let's go for a leather, because I wanted to have that like wipe clean. And when I'm telling the clients, like, you just never have to worry about something like this, and
Yeah.
it ages so beautifully.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I know you were previously mentioned like a neutral or like a navy situation.
Yeah.
Which any of those colors are going to be super forgiving, but I always like something
I
like that
know.
because it patinas so beautifully, and
Yes.
it just like really is made for real
Marley
life.
leather. Yeah, it has this beautiful like pebbled finish. That to me is just so timeless.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's like definitely the winner.
Yeah.
And I did not consider a pillow before, and I feel like they don't need to use it for every season, but it's just a nice little way to, if they're looking for a way to chic up the space for a
Right.
moment, that would be really pretty.
Yeah, I agree. And
Okay.
mohair is so much life. So
It is.
I love it.
I mean, that's fabulous. Yes.
Yes,
Thank
I
you so
agree.
much.
Of
I
course.
love this. This is
Yes.
perfect. So we did it. We found exactly what we were looking for here. And again, you know, I didn't think of pillow, but now we can tie this into the art behind the space
yeah.
as well and bring in a little color that way. So
Yeah.
wonderful. So
Awesome.
thank you so much, Katie.
course. Great to see you.
Yes, you too. We're sourcing for the boot room, but I always have my eye open. This would be gorgeous at one of our other projects in the city. It's really such a beautiful material, and I could see that this would be incredible for a bay window. So before we leave, I'm going to grab a few samples of this one. So we had a very successful trip here at Romo. We found the perfect fabric for the bench seat, and then we also were inspired to bring in another fabric for a pillow that's going to dictate the palette of the artwork behind us. So it's a great day here, and now we're going to go to Philip Jeffries to look for wallpaper. We're here at Philip Jeffries, a place that really needs no introduction. It's an iconic wallpaper brand. It's a great resource for us, and it's really a great space for inspiration. So I'd love to see what works for our project, but also what's new, what they've just gotten in. So this is where my firm really kind of lives when we're here at Philip Jeffries. These are just kind of iconic. They're so beautiful. They have incredible texture. I know exactly, you know, what we're here for today, looking for, and I think this could be an incredible option, but I am gonna call in Nick. He is kind of the all-knowing about wallpaper, so I would love to get his take on things. Again, this particular piece for me, I think would work incredibly beautifully, but as we were walking in, there's something else that caught my eye that I would love to show you. And this is Nick. And so This is a completely different direction. This would mean that we're not going to put art in this space.
Okay.
This would become the art.
Yeah.
So I would love to talk kind of this one through with you if you know any
Blossom?
details. Yes.
Yeah, so Blossom's modeled after a magnolia tree. What's really great about this is you get that lovely painterly effect.
Yeah.
And this one's particular is sold in the panel. So what you can do based on the size of the space is you can map out exactly where you want the branches to fall within
So
the
it would just
architecture of the
flow.
space.
Okay. All right, great. And does this come in different colorways, or is this?
Comes in a variety of different colorways. So right here we have 8 of our sort of darker neutrals, and then on this side over here we've got quite a few more that lend towards the lighter colors as well.
Okay.
The great thing about this is they all come with coordinating grounds. So if you wanted to do this on a wall, and then in a nearby room or space you wanted to do the solid coordinate, you could do that as well.
So it's like very harmonious, which I feel like goes with that botanical, it's very spa kind of feeling. I think for what we're doing, actually, this would be incredible.
The gold leaf, yeah.
It would be, because we have marble, we have these rich wood tones, and then this would really kind of be like the jewel that's lit behind the space.
Love that.
I also really like these.
Yeah, there's definitely a variety of different digital murals.
Yeah. This is really great. There's something actually, I feel like it's a gut feeling, and the painterly kind of quality
of the blossom.
Yeah, and the magnolia, this is my favorite flower, actually. Like,
is it?
It is, yes, that smell I love. So I think it's between the two.
Okay.
I need to get them in the space with the rest of the materials.
Yeah, of course.
And just kind of check the light conditions and all of those things. But yeah, I think we have 2 super strong contenders.
Okay.
And then I would love to just walk through and see if you have any new in.
Yes, of
just to
course,
take a look at
yeah.
that.
Let me just write down this number so we can pull a sample of that for you to take.
Thank you.
Okay, so I pulled those samples for you. So I had the blossom, and then I have the coordinating metallic leaf if you wanted to do that on the ceiling. And then I pulled some really other great options that I thought worked well with the kind of neutral scheme. So I pulled some paper weaves. If you want a seamless option, this really lovely silk, which has a similar sheen and shine. One of my new favorites is this really new crushed velvet that we have, which provides a lot of like luxe depth and texture and a lot of bit of warmth to the space. I know that you mentioned earlier that you really loved some of the raw silks. So I grabbed some of those for you as well.
Favorites, yes. And I think that goes really nicely.
Really well, yeah, of course.
That just really grounds it for me. Let's see, start to put together a little palette here.
Yes, of course. And one of the other ones, this is a newer one. This one is meant to resemble almost like a shaved boucle.
Yes.
So it provides that similar depth and texture, but in kind of a little bit more uniform if you want to move away from some striation.
Right. This is probably great for acoustics as well.
Yeah, so it does have a small amount of noise-reducing qualities to it, but we actually do have a line that has sound dampening qualities to it.
Oh, let's check that out after.
Of course. And then one of my other favorites, we launched some new colors in our Venetian plaster.
These are great. Yeah. I love
Lots
that.
of,
Just
yeah,
that
lovely
movement.
shine.
Beautiful. Okay, I would say
What are we looking? What are we thinking?
this is like my tried and true.
This
I
oak?
love it. I love the organic, because this is a natural material too, the organic quality of that with this kind of beautiful painterly, botanical. I think that's really lovely.
Yeah, and I love that this pulls up some of the darker tones in the branches of the magnolia.
Yes, I almost feel like we need to ground this, and I think that's really kind of the
perfect match.
Perfect match. So thank you so much.
Of course.
This is awesome. All right, great. And maybe now we can see if you have new in.
Yeah, of course.
Take a look at.
Yeah, I'd love to show you. So I know you mentioned that you wanted to see both new and items that have that sound dampening quality. So this is one of our new collections, Quiet Quarters, which is great. It has that shaved boucle texture that I had showed you in the cabaret cloth. But the great thing here is it has that noise reduction quality.
That's great. And I love the kind of architectural movement on this. So I think it would work really well on a ceiling application
of course.
as well.
Yeah, in a home theater or an office that maybe has an echo.
Yeah, that's great. This is so good to see. I love blending the technology with kind of that new in and that soft feel.
Yeah, and make the wall covering work for you.
Yes.
Of course. So some of the other things that we have in that particular collection, we have some other colors, which kind of ties in with that cabaret cloth I had shown you. And then one of my other favorites that I had kind of given you a sneak peek on is one of the newer ones, that curtain called the crushed velvet.
Yeah. It's great. That's really beautiful, the movement. In something like that.
Such beautiful, luxurious texture. So why don't I go wrap up the samples that you had selected for today, and we'll get you on your way.
I would love that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
So we're finishing up here at Philip Jeffries, and we got exactly what we needed. We're going to bring the samples to site and check them in the light conditions, and then choose our favorite from there.
Okay, I've got everything wrapped up for you.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
This was a great success as always. You guys are amazing.
Of course, it was great to see you.
You too.
We'll check in about a week or so once you have a chance to review everything. Okay.
Awesome.
It was great to see you.
You too.
Take care.
Bye. So we're nearing the end of our day here, and what I always love doing is coming back to a showroom like Anise Furniture and bringing all my samples, taking a minute, having a tea, sitting on the beautiful furniture here, and seeing if there's anything else that we need before we take off. So I would love to show you around this showroom. This is a place for me that's very calming, is very centering. There's a lot to see, and I love to be inspired here before I take off for the day. So I'd love to show you around. And so this is what I mean by this showroom to me is just such a calming and grounding space. I love nature, and I love bringing in elements like this into interiors. I'm actually considering this off the Bootroom. We're going to create a den space, and I love having one piece on a piece of furniture that just feels very sculptural and kind of monumental in scale. But I think even at home, if you have a smaller item, of something that's natural, you can put it on top of a coffee table book, and it just really brings the outdoors in, and it's just such a warm and beautiful feeling that it creates. So I love, you know, this texture and color. So this is a great chair. I love this as an option for the den. I really like the contrast where we have the leather and then this plush material. It's super comfortable and cozy, but it also has really clean lines, so I think it would work well in a space if you wanted to bring in more kind of contemporary elements. I feel like it really blends different styles like timelessness and contemporary. So this is a great piece of art. This is by an artist named Christopher Peter, and he's actually a really dear friend of mine. So I can kind of spot his pieces from a mile away. It's so nice to see it here. I think also this is like a really nice point of inspiration, seeing something that is kind of hung the same length of the sofa and shows that you can stay with a really restrained color palette and still create so much interest, where you have this beautiful texture here, you have the shapes happening on the pillow, and then this heavily textured art in the background. So it's all very interesting and layered without bringing in many colors. So I feel like this overall look, again, speaks to that very serene, beautiful, timeless feeling that we're looking for. This is another beautiful piece of art, so inspired by nature. That's why I love this showroom. I'm so grateful to you, Michael, for having us today. It's been so wonderful, so inspiring, and just really the perfect way to wrap up the day. So thank you so much for having us. This was the perfect day at the Boston Design Center. We found everything from beautiful and timeless marble to wallpaper and fabrics in an array of colors that will inspire the design. Join us as we see how everything comes together on site.